when they torched that piece of grass in the new territory. But yeah. What was we? Well, the book, yes, when he turned in the book, he turned from a low-life criminal in real life into more of a big boss. And a more melodramatic tearjerker angle was spread around the story to make it seem like Masha was sincerely repentful. It added mythological flavor eventually, and that created ripples. There was support for his plight and respect for the man that voiced, like, repent, and that also created ripples financially, and the film companies began making offers they wanted to presumably adapt this story, but there was doubters about the fact that Liu, the formula for his book felt a bit transparent and familiar. And there was even a book written about that story being a sham that didn't make a lot of noise, so he could continue on. But the camp of the character of Shang Fengxi, who wrote the initial book, if you will, they certainly caught on, and they were in on the movie negotiations. They didn't forbid this to happen, but they wanted a piece of the cake. And the production eventually went ahead, and that was called The First Aerostep from 1979, which is a milestone in Taiwan social realist new wave filmmaking that lasted for a few years. And I want to see that movie badly, but there's no available print available to me anyway.
It's I believe it's also known as Never Too Late to Repent.
That is correct. I think it was available, like, I've seen posters with that. I've seen trailers with The First Aerostep title on it, so it might have been released twice, if you will. And Masha went on a movie career, appeared in a ton of movies during a short time span. But behind all of this, the conflict over the book continued. There were both physical assaults and copyright disputes, calm copyright disputes, and eventually the wall crumbled for Masha's fabricated story. So, that movie, The First Aerostep, was even under inspection because of the fake nature to it. And I don't know if it came out unaltered or not, but a successful release it was, and it was based somewhat on Masha's claim again that he was reformed, that still worked in the public eye, and that should mean something was probably his argument. And even though he was busy making movies after this point, apparently both private and criminal life remained turbulent, including a story about adultery coming to the forefront where Masha cheated on his wife with a 17-year-old Korean actress, which he went into business with this actress, actually. He tried out different lines of business. I think they opened like a laundry or something like that together, or furniture shop, I believe. A furniture shop, I think it was. Or maybe both. Masha, in 1988, he was busted for drug possession, and financially he was not in a good place, and even had his actor's card revoked after appearing in an adult movie where he did upper body expressions, so to say, while the body double did the rest. That still became a hit, so he still remained known in some circles as, through that movie and his, so to say, repentful story in quotation marks. And cut to 2000, it came to light that Masha was behind a string of robberies, and this led to a 2-year prison sentence. So even in his older years, out of the movie business largely, hardly reformed. So Masha, who we see here in the background in a suit, I don't remember if he busted move or not here, because he fought in movies, even though he wasn't necessarily a kung fu practitioner, but he could brawl. Like a Jimmy Wang Yu, he could brawl. So,
and that was it. That's the end of that movie. In this movie,
indeed. And here's the favorite. But Stuart Smith reacting to Grand Temple saying, like, they torched our stuff, our stash. But so yeah, like, that's. I mean, isn't he? When I say mouth acting, I truly mean it. Like, Stuart Smith his whole face is active, man. Like, and here's the Ninja Challenge, which is a little bit of a arts and crafts project that is forwarded from Richard Harrison. And you would think, like, oh my god, there's a hand down there or something, but nope.
No, just a little thing he got from Hobby Lobby. And I like the way that he's just like cavalierly like, Ninja Challenge, not a big deal.
like Grand Temple. Oh shit, essentially saying, again, right, I guess we gotta do this.
Can you get those ninja challenges on Amazon now? That's what I want to know. Who do you call to get those delivered?
We're gonna get this delivered by drones in the future. You know?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, looking at the Taiwan movie, do you think it holds interest? Like, if you could see the original Taiwan movie, would you like to see it in whole to see what it really was about based on the action footage that we get?
You know, I feel like I've seen mostly enough. I wouldn't mind seeing if there's another minute or so to the ending. Mostly, I'm kind of curious about the Alan character, the betrayer, because we don't get any real sense of what his deal is, and I'm curious if that's explored in any more depth.
I mean, here is where they all gathered up. I mean, again, if the timeline was readjusted, if you will, would have been amazing to have Bruce Barron in here as well and Mike Abbott. Yeah, like many of them are gathered, and Richard, like one newcomer, obviously Alphonse Benny, and yes, Stuart Smith and Richard Harrison. That's almost enough to make it a good time, because Stuart Smith is bound to have some kind of memorable dialogue, and he has memorable dialogue galore in this movie as Rudolph, the heroin drug kingpin.
Ninja.
There's a moment coming up here where they all are doing the little hand wavy gesture, and there's a magnificent shot from above.
Yeah, I know, because it's like you're kind of with it for a while, then suddenly it cuts to wide, and you're like, "Oh, they look really goofy."
Someone should make a GIF out of that and put on the internet where they just are twirling their hands before they teleport and disappear. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, at least here for the finale, there was some time given to shoot some mildly extensive action, at least, and a variety of weapons are used, including a ninja boomerang. So it's a pretty creative, and they needed Hong Kong action directors to complete this stuff well. Like, the posing Godfrey Ho could take care of, but when like the staging of the action and the weapons duels needed to happen, they had experienced Hong Kong crew to execute that, and it's no wonder that stuff still looks like above average. Like, you could attach that action, because the exchanges are quite skillful, you know, even though they only last for a few seconds. The skill is definitely there, and the acrobatics are very, very solid. And
oh yeah, they're very clever. I've noticed too about when they need to cut in and show the actor, and when they can get away with showing the stuntman. And most of the time, it's very difficult to see the seams. I mean, other than knowing, because one of them can do action, one of them cannot.
And on this print, which is not high def or anything, it still looked like they doubled Alphonse Benny pretty well. Like, it's not this obvious cut to a white guy or someone Asian. So
don't you feel like they missed a trick by letting this villain use a boomerang, but not Stuart Smith?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. What were they thinking? Did Godfrey Ho forget? Like, hey, I'm from like, we own like the country of the boomerang. Like, we own that crap. But hey, that's something that they never capitalized on. I can't remember a Stuart Smith ninja action movie where he did have a ninja boomerang himself. So that was a wasted opportunity. Like, if we can bring him out of retirement, or you rather, for Ninja of Mission Force Season 3. Remember that idea. Like copyright that idea. I'll give that to you.
Also, Grant apparently had his Richard's partner's staff weapon.
Free section stuff you never really saw in these movies either. I enjoy that. That's a very common weapon in Shaw Brothers movies and Kung Fu movies. And for the bursts that do appear, it's like all of this cutting to obviously flying weapons and all of that. It's still decently executed, and the energy is there, the creative energy is there. So that's kind of what we can go out on, I suppose, because when the movie's over, it's over. It's gonna be the end really, really quickly. So that's essentially the end.